Yo guys, what is good? Sorry that I was late. I was just on Anthony's live stream. 3-1 Inter. I can see you guys all already gassed in the chat. What is good, guys? What is good? What are you guys telling me? Tucu Correa, my guy, scoring 2 goals on the debut. Like, wow. Can you imagine that type of debut? Did he even imagine that he was gonna have this type of debut? I don't think so. I don't think he in his horniest dreams had this type of dream. But this guy woke up super horny, man. Did you see this guy's face? I mean, I need to share my screen and show this guy was on something today. The way he came on, the energy he came on, you can see that this was his dream, like to play for Inter. He's always said that this is his dream, and he showed out there that this is his dream, and he's fulfilling his dream in a different way. Like, look at this guy. Ice cool. What a celebration, man. I already love the celebration. Even before he came, I loved it, but I love it even more. Iceman. You get me? Iceman. This guy is not phased by anything. Brought on in such a difficult situation. He literally saved the game, as Keshav says. This guy saved the game. It didn't look like we were going to do anything this match. It was 1-1. This guy comes on and actually shows a part of his game that, we didn't even buy him for this. Like, his heading ability. Like, this is what we expect from Dzeko, Lautaro. From this guy, we expect, nutmegs, dribbles, all that type of flair stuff. But this guy came through. Really good header. Like, that header is really, really good because it was very difficult to time. Good cross by Matteo Darmian, by the way. Matty Doms getting on the end of the Arturo Vidal ball, which was slightly long, but obviously if it was Hakimi, would have got there like 5 minutes before. But Darmian got to it just before it got out, floated that ball in, and Correa. But that second goal, guys, that's like Luis Muriel. That reminded me of Luis Muriel, the Atalanta striker. Like, just moved on to his left foot. The defender thought, he hasn't got a left foot, has he? No, yes, he has got a left foot. Powered right into the bottom corner. No chance for Montipo, the keeper. Correa showing, everyone had doubts, like, oh, is he going to score goals? Is he going to score goals? He's already scored goals. I mean, he had 9 last season for Lazio. He's almost on the way to matching his tally already in one match. But we know he's a bit of a streaky guy. He can even have, when we talked with Jerry Mancini, that he scores one or 2 goals in one match, and then he can go 5 matches without scoring. But we'll see, man. I couldn't imagine a better debut. And yes, I'm seeing a lot of love for Arturito Vidal, the redemption arc. This is like, a villain redemption arc where, like Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z, when he starts off as the villain and then slowly becomes a good character, and everyone starts to like Vegeta, and now Vegeta is like one of most people's favorite character. But yeah, for me, you guys know I'm Arturo Vidal fanboy, so when that mohawk comes on, you see me go into full fanboy mode. But he deserves respect the way he started the season, and once again showing that Inzaghi trusts him. Like, he was the first substitute today, Vidal, with the way he came on against Genoa, the way he came on today with Grinta, showing real desire. He said he wants to prove, he wants to show the real Vidal, and he showed us the real Vidal today and against Genoa. So I just hope Arturo continues like this. And yeah, terrific TUCU and Toro. 2 goals from TUCU, 1 goal from Toro. This is Argentina FC. Argentine Inter is back. And, like the golden days where Inter were really good with all the Argentinians, Milito, Cambiaso, Zanetti, Samuel. Argentina Inter is coming back, TUCU and Toro. We're drinking El Mate tonight. We're drinking mate tea tonight because it's a bit of Argentinian dance. Toro, what did you guys make of Toro today, guys? By the way, let me ask you that, because obviously it was his kind of return match. He was suspended in the first match. He hasn't really had much of a preseason because obviously he was at the Copa America. Then he came back late, and quite rightly he was subbed off because he probably doesn't have 90 minutes in his legs. Cola better than Lula. Hey, we might see. This is it's going to be interesting to see how that new partnership developed. Yeah, Vidal showed hunger. I agree. I'm showing the Lazio fan you brought on just this live stream. Hey, yeah, Jerry. But he's a low key Inter fan. If you follow him on Twitter, you know why everyone makes fun of him, because he tweets a lot about Inter, and I think he's got a weak spot for Inter, so he's not going to be too sad, to be honest. TUCU is a big moment player. We have a clutch player again. Yeah, I've talked about this on my Twitter and on my videos, that when you look back at CORREA's performances, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Juventus, when you try to find the best performances of TUCU, if you ask Lazio fans, they'll point you to big matches. So that's always a nice thing to have when a player who likes to turn up in big matches and big moments. He just needs to be able to turn up in the smaller matches on a more consistent basis. That's the next step that he needs to take. But yeah, this is a guy that likes the spotlight. You can see the way he celebrates from the camera. Like, he knows the camera, where the camera is, how to do the celebration, how to look cool in front of the camera. He lives for these kind of moments. And the fact that we've got something like this, off the bench now, is so good. So much option off the bench. That's what they showed. The Vidal is ready to play. Hashtag the real Vidal. Yeah, now I like this. Everyone's respecting Arturo now. Could have had a hat trick. Did well. Needs to work with Dzeko. Yeah, the partnership with Dzeko is like almost non-existent at the moment. Yes, Dzeko got that nod on for that goal, but in the match, Toro and Dzeko, there was no connection yet. It's the first time they played together. He had another chance from the almost exact the same. Today we were like Stoke City, Rory the lap. Even Perisic was Rory the lap. Long ball, long throw into the box. Dzeko with the nod on. And yeah, probably Lautaro could have done better on that second one and get another goal. And he had another chance. But he creates these chances by, like the one he had in the first half. It was Faraoni's bad touch and he just somehow was there. Like Lautaro's like that. These are the chances that you have just a snap. You have to really snapshot at them. So they are difficult chances, but that's part of his game. But hopefully he improves in that. But he wasn't great overall. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's bad, but he wasn't great. You have to give him credit for the goal, though. Yeah, his second half he did improve. I think Inter in general in the second half improved. I think Inzaghi must have said something in that dressing room, man. In that dressing room, Argentina, Inter. Yes, Uriel. That's when Inter's golden era was with the Argentinians and Inter. We wait for his dribble. Yeah, today I didn't get to see I didn't get no nutmegs from CORREA. I didn't get no real dribbles, but I don't care. He gives me 2 goals. I'm over the moon with this guy. I think our weak point could be Handanovic. You don't think it is? Handanovic is our weak point. Let me pull up a tweet actually to prove to you that this is not. It's not like I need to prove to you. You guys know that he's the problem. But this stat proves how big of an issue is and how long of an ongoing issue really is. So since the beginning of last season in Serie A, Handanovic is the player who has made the most errors leading to a goal for uncertainty. That's including today. So, and this is not just goalkeepers, this is players in general. That's so once again, like, how we were talking last season, we won the title in spite of Handanovic. He was there and he did have some good matches in here and there as well, but overall you put in any other decent keeper and then Inter still win the Scudetto. Like, he didn't move this team to the Scudetto really, and if not, like, a few matches we lost some points on the way due to Handanovic, and today we could have lost some points on the road due to Handanovic, because that mistake, guys, that pass, awful. Brozovic is there, he's marked, you can see he's marked, and he still passed to him, and the pass wasn't even accurate. And he's supposed to be, the one thing he's supposed to be good at is with his feet. Like, now we give him credit because he's so good with his feet, which is true. He is so good with his feet now, so he deserves credit for that. But yeah, here's my guy, Anthony.
What stupid statistic did you just pull up that I heard just as I rolled up? As soon as I pressed enter, all I heard was Samir Handanovic has conceded the most. I'm like, what's going on here?
So since the start of Serie A last season, Samir Handanovic is the player, not goalkeeper, the player who has made the most errors leading to goals for.
Oh my God.
There's no comment, right? There's no need to comment there.
Oh my God. I have no comment to that, bro. I have no comment.
Yeah, even his long balls today weren't good. Gerard has a good point. Like, even when he was trying to float balls to Dzeko, when he was trying to float balls to Lautaro, like, they weren't accurate. It was very difficult for Dzeko, Lautaro to even get to those balls. So yeah, even with his feet now is I'm not very impressed. But let's get into some player ratings, which is what Anthony's here
Yes.
to do. Starting off, let's give what we giving Handanovic, guys.
Okay.
You guys
So
comment as well.
I didn't actually remember if he did anything good because I had tunnel vision after that first mistake. So did he make any saves? Were there any shots on goal for Verona that we went ooh or no?
So Verona had one shot on target, bro. So that was the goal.
Yeah, that's it. So no, okay. So he gets a two from me. I know that's low, but like had our boys, had the Argentine clan not stepped up today, we'd all be there. You know, the pitchforks with the Simpsons meme. Like, all right, that's enough.
All right, we're giving.
Darian gave him a 4. What game were you watching, brother?
All right. Let's give him Handanovic a 3. A 3. Right? I'm gonna be nice and give him just the extra, just for wearing the armband. It didn't fall off today. The armband.
You can be the equalizer between my pessimistic BS and the optimistic fans in the chat.
Sandra says 3. Yeah. Come on. Let's not waste too much time on Handanovic anyway. Skriniar, I think he did quite well managing Zaccagni. He's a tricky customer. What are we giving Skriniar?
No complaints from him, bro. He'll be the best center back in Serie A this season. I have no doubt. There will be clubs knocking on the door for 70, 80 million, in my opinion. He gets an 8.5 from me.
Ooh. Yeah. So Tommy's saying it was only 4.5 was one mistake. Yeah, we know, but we're reactionary, bro. We gotta react. So
no biggie.
What's now Biggie saying?
1.9. Man, but Skriniar, what about you, bro? What were we saying about Skriniar today, our boy?
Skriniar, I don't know. The defense was a little bit shaky at times. I wouldn't give too much of a high rating to the defense today. I think there was a few sloppy passes. So I'm gonna go with the. What did you give him? 8.
I gave him 8. I gave him 8.5. But now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we'll go with 8. We'll go with 8.
I don't know. I was thinking more around the 7. I was thinking more around the 7 mark for Skriniar.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay. We'll give 7.5, halfway between me and you.
Good stuff.
Halfway between me. What about De Vrij?
De Vrij gets a 7.5 from me as well. In the transition play, I saw him lose his defender more than the other 3. That's what I was watching. I'm like, his decision making to track his man is slightly less. However, the ball wasn't necessarily played in towards De Vrij's danger zone that often, especially in the second half, bro. But what he just continues to do so well, there really isn't a general at bringing the ball out from the back in Serie A. I think that's almost as comfortable as he is now. And he was never world class with the ball at his feet. But no. De Vrij has grown into such an emperor into that back 3 in terms of bringing the ball up. And in terms of, I don't think he anticipated how good Bastoni would be at that as well. So, yeah, just he still gets those props from me for being an absolute general. So 7.5 for me.
Yeah, so I agree with you there. What about Bastoni? I think he really improved in the second half.
Yeah, Bastoni
he was a little bit shy, I think, in the first half, especially with the ball at his feet, because we know what he can do.
Yeah. It's harder for him because a lot of his attacking play and a lot of his tactical attacking play revolved around bringing the ball up an extra 10 to 20 yards and playing a nice pass to Lukaku, really bringing and connecting Lukaku into the game. And he's kind of avoided
that shot that he almost scored as well.
Oh, yeah, I almost got up from that. But yeah, 7.5 to 8 for me for Bastoni.
Yeah, I agree with you. 7.5. Oh, now we're getting into the tricky one, bro. Brozovic, he had a bit of an up and down match today. What are you saying about Brozo?
I think we're going to have to think about the possibility of either cashing in soon or not necessarily offering him the pay bump he wants, unless Beppe has a strategy to sell him as soon as we bump his wage. He, in my opinion, should be the first midfielder to go. And I'm already sounding disrespectful, but his head looks like it's reached a mental ceiling, in my opinion. Like you can tell but Hussein's got a point, bro, because his head is elsewhere. He's the most putzel guy on our team. He's an absolute crazy dude. And I feel like with a guy like Conte and Oriali there, they were keeping the shackled version of Brozovic just in place a little bit. If he doesn't look fluid on the pitch this season, his ego will suffer. He gets a 6 from me today, and that's a generous 6 in my opinion as well.
Yeah, I mean, he had a very poor Euro. So if anyone was looking at Brozovic to buy Brozovic, that Euro performance with Croatia was not that didn't convince them. So he's in the final year of his contract. I think financially, because he's not going to get that much money for him. I think it makes sense to renew him. But you're right. If he's asking for too much, then maybe not. If you can get him on a decent salary, but I think let's not be too reactive once again, because that position is quite hard to improve in that position. Like who are you gonna get? Like it costs a lot of money to get. If you want to get someone that brings, you either get a destroyer or you get a regista. And it's very hard to find someone that combines both. Someone was asking, do we need a destroyer? Where's that comment? So yeah, he's saying, do we need a destroyer in the middle more than a regista under Inzaghi?
Do you think Barella is too involved in the midfield now to be considered a destroyer?
Yeah, I think Barella doesn't have the discipline to play that role yet. I think he'll play that one later on in his career when he slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's got too much to offer up the field to play that role. He can play that field, as he showed at the end of the match today, and he showed that a few times last season. But everyone has an off match, so I'm gonna let Brozovic off. So I'm gonna give Brozo a 6. I'm gonna give Brozo a 6 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sensi could play there, but it seems like Inzaghi sees Sensi really like quite as an offensive player. It's quite.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Ideally, like there were fans even entertaining the idea after Sensi's first season with Conte, like, oh, is this Brozovic's replacement? Like, have we just seen Sensi come in and slot into this sort of deep lying regista who knows how to track back defensively, but can also play those proper balls and get between the lines? But you can't trust someone like Sensi with that injury record. Sensi could play every game for the next 6 months and you still can't tattoo him into this team. He needs to work exceptionally hard to be considered for any sort of starting position. Unfortunately, that's just what happens when you're ridden by injury. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. But the thing with, like if you bring in someone like Nandes in there, we've seen you still need to play the ball out from the back. You still need someone who's a technical baller. Like you can't just put anyone in there. Like Nandes, I like him, but I see him more in like the Barella role. So I mean, bro, see this on the screen, bro?
It's happening. That's happening. That's happening, bro. I'm telling you now, that's happening. I can smell it from a mile away.
Beppe smelling. Beppe's eye is twitching.
Bro, I can see it. I can smell it. I've got Beppe's like energy waves in my head, man. I'm telling you, I love Beppe. If that happens, bro, oof.
Hey, bro.
I'll be scared. However, bro, I will ask you this, like a good conversation I had yesterday with someone over the phone, a Juventini, but a very, very straightforward thinking one. He's got years of experience. He just still said, keep a lookout for these contracts that Marotta is doing. Marotta isn't the type to sign low contracts. However, our book situation in terms of the years, it's a lot better looking than what Juve's was with the likes of Khedira, Matuidi, and all those players that were stealing wages. But as long as Beppe is not too keen on signing 2 or 3 more players on that whole 7-8 million a season, because that could come back to bite us, man. And we know Kessier, if he's knocking back 7 from Milan, we're going to have to come in with 7 bare minimum, even if he does prefer us over them. We don't need to bump it too extremely. Hakan was acting like he was holding Milan for ransom, and then didn't he come to us for 500k less?
More, 500k
more, which is nothing. So if Beppe can negotiate that with Kessier for no transfer fee, it still makes sense, because that contract, you'd probably get him on a 3-4 years, 7.5 mil a season, 30 mil package altogether. Sounds good. Just no more big contracts after that.
Yeah, then you have to give Barella that same money. You can't bring in Kessie on 7 and then you give Barella less. You have to give Barella the same. It's a domino effect.
Exactly. And we've still got those players like Bastoni, like Barella, that are going to want to pay a pay jump. And it's all well and good when you say, oh, but they're Interista at heart, they're Inter fans, mate. At the end of the day, their agents are going to come up to you and go, yeah, it's Inter, but mate, this is your life. This is your career. This is your stature. If somebody overseas that's a better club that pays more money for you, you might need to think about it. So nobody is permanent here.
No. But you mentioned Hakan there. Well, we're giving Hakan. If you were on Twitter, the Milanisti today were like, they were all like, "Oh, I told you he's like this. Oh, look at this. This is the real Hakan."
I feel sorry.
Like he turned it around.
I feel sorry for Milan fans who have to set their alarms earlier this season to watch 2 games, to watch Inter just to like protect their securities, and then watch Milan as well. It must be exhausting. My heart as an Australian fan goes out to you guys. I'm gonna give Hakan a 6.5. I don't think he was poor at all. I think it's only common sense to assume that when you take one midfielder out of the starting lineup like Sensi, 14 possessions lost by Chanaloglu out of 37 balls.
That was the first half, by the way. That was the first half.
Yo, Yeah, the Milanisti will be cooking, but now they'll be
Yeah,
nervous.
let me. I'm just gonna. So this is a Inter
Yeah.
Twitter account, yeah. And look what the comments are. Look at all the colors, the black and red. Look,
Yeah,
it
they're
was like,
waiting,
oh, I told you. Oh,
waiting to feast, bro, with their 2G signal. Oh man, too funny, too funny.
What we giving him?
I'd give him a 6.5 because when you take Sensi out of the lineup and put another striker up top, like, come on, man. It's only natural that he's not going to have the technical freedom in midfield as well. And guys, let's just get one thing straight. We scored against Genoa in the 4th minute. So we had the run of play against a really shit side. After we scored the first goal against Genoa, you have to expect to win the game 4-5-0 with everyone running amok. Samir Handanovic really changed the complexity and the tactical side of this game with that mistake. Hakan was, it would have been a different game without that mistake, and everybody should know that.
The only thing I'm going to say, I think I kind of agree with Tommy. Like, one of the things that I would expect from Hakan, even if he's not balling out, is at least the set pieces. And today the set pieces were poor. Like, he kept hitting the first man from corners, he kept hitting the first man from free kicks. So I'm disappointed. I
was disappointed in his delivery. I will say that I was very disappointed in his set piece delivery.
For that reason, I'm going to give him a 6.5.
Cool. We're harsh.
Yeah, we're harsh. We're nice to some players. We're harsh to some. That's how life. That's how life is. What about Barella? He was kind of up and down as well. I wouldn't say he was much better than Hakan. I'm feeling a 6.5 for Barella as well.
I'm waiting for the guy to level up maturity wise, just so he can start making those sort of irrational decisions. Like, this guy hates conceding the first goal. Like, when we concede the first goal, Barella's odds of getting a yellow card, man, there's no market for live betting on yellow cards in Australia, which is unfortunate, because if we were to concede a goal, my phone would just get up like, I've got to get Nico on a yellow card. He has got such a temper. I was very worried in the first half, Raul, when there was that little scuffle around about minute or 20. I'm like, shit, with no Lele Oriali and Conte on the sideline, this could turn into a little bit of a power tussle between our players who think that they're still entitled to, I don't know, man. I was worried. But what we did see today was the players that we wanted to level up leadership-wise. And yeah, let's just say TUCU CORREA, man. That's a debut straight from heaven. Let's move on to the next midfielder, bro. What are you giving Barella? I'll give him 6.5 because I still think no matter what Barella does, he's always going to get you involved. If you've got the ball on defensively, that guy is going to give you 125% every single time, bro. And we all know he's my guy.
Yeah. No, I think because we've got high standards for Barella. Even last season when he was having that dip in form, like I'm not being harsh on him. I just have high standards for Barella.
Exactly. Very.
Tommy disagree with us. He's saying we're wowed in, but we just have high standards for.
He started his career at Inter, putting together 9 out of 10 performances back to back in the league for Conte. I remember his first 9 to 10 games, even in the Champions League as well. Even though we weren't playing great in the Champions League, the start to his Inter career is what made everybody, and I mean everybody, in the blink of an eye go, shit, 40-45 million for Cagliari. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Actually, he did get the assist for the TUCU goal, so I'm going to move him up to a 7. Yeah,
Barella 7. That's the guy. That's our guy, Nico. Put the jerseys on.
Start padding some assists.
Yeah.
Wing backs. Mati Darmian. Let's go with him first because he really impressed me, bro.
He's my man of the match, bro. He's my man of the match with a solid 8. Because you are now asking him to take on a repertoire that he has not been used to taking on for a long time. Even when he was at Torino under who was coaching him when he was at Torino and he did really well. Did he play under
Ventura?
Ventura, that's right. Yeah, man, like I haven't seen him get this involved for a long time, bro, from when he started the game. Coming on as a sub for Conte, different story. This was a great game, a great 90 minutes from Matteo Darmian, in my opinion. And for that, he gets my man of the match, hands down, 8.
Yeah. Everyone seems to be agreeing on that one. Yeah, Parmeshwar as well.
He's such a professional, bro. Remember we said there's these backroom leaders in the locker room that know exactly what this means more than anybody else. He's one of those dudes, man. Believe that.
Yeah, and I was one of the guys that was unsure whether he would regress without Conte there, but no, this guy is continuing. Even he looks even better than he did last season at the moment. To me, like he's, as you said, he's taken on more responsibility. Like he's taken on the ball a lot more. I'm happy with him continuing ahead of Dumfries until until
Yeah.
he drops off. So shout out to
shout out to Palm as well for not only for the fair rating but for starting that halftime space, man. And I can't wait to tee up with him soon.
Yeah. Shout out to the Solo Inter podcast. Check those guys out. The Inter Club in India. They're doing some good stuff. My home country and that. What about the other side, bro? Ivan Perisic, Mr. Rory the Lap with a long throw in.
Yeah, look, the same fans are saying the same things about Perisic that we said under Spalletti. And we got to realize that we're not going to get the Perisic of 26, 27 years old here, man. But he's solid, bro. He's solid. He's not a detriment to this side. He is, however, the one substitution that if I was Inzaghi, I would look at. And I just said this to finish off my video. I go, if I'm making a change and I'm not scared to make a change, I change Perisic for Di Marco. To me, that is the change in the starting lineup at the moment that is bulletproof. It's not going to be a detriment at all. And I think Perisic knows that. But once again, Perisic, his athleticism and his professionalism, to be able to work that left-hand side, why do you think when Di Marco came on for 25, 30 minutes, he was running rings around the defense and had so much time to get his cross in? Perisic did his job, bro. He ran down that back line the way he needed to do, like a true athletic, because he's got amazing athleticism for his age. He did what he needed to do, man. And at the end of the day, Perisic is still that kind of player that's going to give you that athletic performance, screw up a couple of times, but he'll grab you an assist or a goal. No assist or goal today, but his throw-in led to the assist, man. So
exactly, man. And I'm leaning towards what WhoScored gave him with the 7 here, to be honest.
I'm happy with 7. I'm happy with 6.57. Like people saying 5, 5.5. I really didn't see that game. I really didn't see that.
No. Yeah, I think he's one of those guys. It just doesn't seem like he ever gets the whole fan base. There's some people that would like him. Like now Biggie feels like he's 7 and then Uriel says he's 5. So it's like it's very opinion splitting. So we're going for a 7. We're going for a 7. Dzeko.
So I'm still really impressed with his ability to patiently hold the ball up and distribute it back out. It's something that Lautaro Martinez is still too erratic to do. Even though Lautaro comes back to pick up the ball and does very well on the ball, Lautaro is still very much an impulsive player. Dzeko is a critical thinker when he's on that pitch. He is so patient and collected. Like he's not erratic at all. And for that,
there were some mistakes though from him today in the first half. A few passing mistakes.
There were some horrible passes for him, especially the passes that were supposed to be longer than about 7 or 8 yards. If there's some men in your way, Idan, just keep the ball tight, bro. Keep the ball tight. We don't need you doing anything too Pirlo-esque in that midfield. But I'm still going to give him a 6.5 because overall presence in terms of building up and just being there as the passing.
He had blindfolds on. Hey man, you know what his nickname Roma was when he was stinking out in his first season?
What?
It was Edin Cieco. You know, Cieco in Italian means blind.
Yeah.
So today we saw a little bit of Edin Cieco. I think the blind Edin.
Little bit, bro. Like I was just still his involvement for the Lautaro first goal. Not only was that phenomenal, but he went and did the exact same thing 3 minutes later. Lautaro should have made it.
It was called Control C, Control V, literally.
Yeah, and had he pulled that one off, we'd be sitting here giving him an 8, going, "What a fucking genius!"
6.5. I think everyone's seems to be 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. Edin Dzeko. I agree with most of them. What about Toro then?
Toro gets a 6.5 from me. It would be a 7, provided he's really got to learn to not go down so quickly, because he's one of those players that the referees now know every single game. And you're actually not going to get those penalty calls this season, man, ever, if you're Lautaro, because you really lean into that penalty. I saw some people going look at the replay, he's been touched. I'm like, bro, in real time, he's dipping into the shoulder of the defender. I can see the contact at the ankle. I can see it. But in real time, Toro is dipping into that contact. It's not a penalty for me. It could be a penalty in 2021 based on who's refereeing and VARing, but that's a conversation that's open for interpretation. To me, that's no penalty. What about you?
I think it was a penalty because the guy goes for the tackle. He doesn't get the ball. He just gets his leg and and it wasn't shoulder. It got Lautaro in his chest. So for me, it was a penalty, but it wasn't that clear. And yeah, as you said, now his reputation precedes him. Like when the referees see him go down, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's gone down again. So
exactly, and he just did it a little bit too much for me. Like I know people coming and going, it's a clear penalty. What is a clear penalty at the moment, man? Be real.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Palm agrees with you. He does go down too easily.
His pressing is fantastic, bro. Conte elevated that part of his game like I've never seen in an attacker for Inter before. He's the best attacking presser I've ever seen play in this jersey, and I'll say that with my chest.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was his first match back into the team, first, building that partnership with the Dzeko. He looked a little bit out of the team, like he didn't look in tune with the rest. He was kind of playing almost by himself, you know what I mean? But I think, decent outing. He got his goal. So 7.
Yeah, 7's good.
Yeah, 7. So let's give El Torito 7. Let's just go on to TUCU CORREA, bro. Let's give TUCU CORREA.
Let's get to the subs. It was a sub game.
Give me your TUCU CORREA rating, bro.
So TUCU CORREA, we're giving ratings in context to how many minutes they played, in my opinion. Okay, that's what we're doing. All right. So TUCU CORREA played how many minutes? 15.
If that, yeah.
And he scored 2 goals, 2 shots on target.
Literally.
He gets 10.
Wow, 10 out of 10. Yeah, I guess like he didn't.
I'm sure if he had more time on the pitch, he would have made some mistakes. He would have lost the ball. He would have misplaced a pass, and then we could have given him an 8. But I'm just calling it how I see it. And all I saw was the brother celebrating twice while I was setting up a live stream.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his stats. 100% pass success, 2 shots out, 2 goals. Yeah, I think that deserves a 10 out of 10. There you go.
10 for TUCU.
TUCU.
Damn it! I just know I'm gonna get a jersey, bro. I'm such a sucker,
bro. I think he deserves it. If he picked a different 19, is not a drippy number. That's the problem.
No, it's not. Wait, who's wearing? Is Kolarov wearing 11?
Yeah.
That's and not in that way. Like that's just lame as. That's just stupid. Why didn't Kolarov give it up?
I think they're not allowed. Once you pick your number for the season, you're not allowed to change it after.
You know what? You're probably right, because I know this is off topic. When Jadon Sancho signed for Manchester United, they were already presenting him with the number 7 in text on social media. They never gave him the jersey. But then when he was subbed on in his last game, he came on wearing like 25 or something. I thought that was hella weird. Now we know exactly why that was hella weird, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, now, I think it's a legal thing.
Yeah, but Cavani would have to give up the 7 for CR if he went to United. So I don't even know if that will happen.
Yeah. I'm guessing you guys will talk about that on Football Worldwide, man. This is such a crazy mercato, this.
I had a feeling when I went to bed last night. I'm like, when people were talking about City, I'm like, I expect to wake up tomorrow in a bidding war between Real and Manchester United.
Yeah. Man. It's
crazy, bro.
It's so crazy. But yeah, let's move on to the next sub, bro.
Wow. The propaganda train.
The propaganda is going strong this season. People are starting to finally respect me and Arturo.
I could say it's a direct train. It's a sprint train. No stops.
It's not like the Sensi train that stops every 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long commute. That's a long commute, that one. For Vidal, in context with the minutes that he played, 8.5. His presence, incredible. His defensive selections and foul selections, clever. His dive with 1 minute to go, extremely clever. Just clever guy in general. Very, very clever guy. And you could almost see him just at the start of the game. He was bringing energy when he was on the bench. When I was watching the game, the camera was panning to him a lot. Maybe that was just the Serie A stream in Australia, which, by the way, I think you mentioned this. The quality on camera, the visuals of Serie A this season, they've gone up, bro. They've gone up. I feel like I'm watching some La Liga up in my living room at the moment. It's good.
Yeah, bro, it's really they've really stepped up for one thing. They've done something right for once. The dog in Vidal is back. I think last season that was the thing. Like physically, he just wasn't there. He's trying to play like Arturo Vidal, but his body wasn't quite there. Like he was like a little bit off the pace last season. But now you can see him. He's snappy. He's getting to balls first, like Vidal can. And that ball to Darmian as well, as Palm says, pinged it to Darmian. Who he actually got to Darmian. So I was like, oh, he's not getting to that, but he got to that.
Darmian was great today, man. Vidal was great. Darmian was great.
Yeah. So Vidal,
I'd give him an
7.5?
8.5. I'd give him an 8.5.
Oh, right. I thought I was gonna be okay.
I know they're
like
big. I know they're big ratings for people who only play like 20 minutes. But as I said, in context, like, and that's what I'm gonna rate them this season. Like, if you only played 5 minutes and you scored a goal, you can have a 9 out of 10 for me because you did what you needed to do. I'm telling you right now, Danilo D'Ambrosio was meant to come on in this match. If Correa did not score that first goal, I had my text ready to go to Mario Galliano. It's coming. It's coming, bro.
Bro, yeah, you could see it. This match was just and yeah, in the end, two of the goals were headers. So it was one of those matches where it was gonna be a scrappy type of goal, which D'Ambrosio back post, the guaranteed.
I gotta go and watch Correa's first goal again, man. That header, I felt like time stopped with that header in the air, bro. It was like when I was watching it, I'm like, this reminded me of Skriniar's header last season against Verona, where Handanovic made a mistake again and we had to come. And Skriniar heads in.
Yeah, you're right. It is similar to that one.
He had to head it a good like 9 yards and it just floated and the keeper just watched it go over him. It was, TUCU Correa got this one. It was tougher because he had to get a faster ball. He had to hit a ball that was coming at him faster.
Yeah. And Lautaro's one, remember the Torino one where it was like behind him and he had to like really
fantastic, bro.
Yeah. But the other subs, Vecino, if he had lost a couple of balls, he didn't have a great impact. DiMarco was good though.
He was, bro. He was, man. What we really got to think about now is we just went into international break with 6 points because it is international break, unfortunately. I know the season just started, but probably the best time for an international break for Inter, on top of the delicious news that Serie A or Lega Serie A has banned travel from Serie A players to their national teams. Maybe ban's a harsh word, but you're aware, right, Raul? No one's leaving Italy in this particular international bubble.
Yeah, no, it's a great decision as well. So I hope they actually follow it through. Remember, they said that last year, and they still ended up going.
They changed it like 2 days before the game started. Literally, like 30 hours. Players were told, "Pack your shit. You're going on international duty."
Yeah, exactly.
I hope that doesn't happen this time, bro, because we've got a real opportunity here to bag some points against Sampdoria if we don't.
Before we leave, bro, Inter Worldwide just posted what you want to see on your Twitter. That TUCU Correa goal. Oof, look at that.
That's the second one. Oh my God. Shout out to Alessandro or Sama or whoever put that up on our account. It could be anybody, but
get that retweet right there.
Hit, bro. What a hit.
Yeah, I said at the beginning before you came in, it reminded me of Luis Muriel.
Yeah. Oh man. What's 7:30 a.m. now? What football games are on the agenda for me for the next 24 hours? What are you tuning into, bro?
I can't remember what the games are, to be honest. Let me quickly pull them up.
I'm excited for 9:30 p.m. tonight. 9:30 p.m. tonight. We got Man City and Arsenal. I know I'm sidetracking into other football. I'm just making conversation with you now, my bro. But like 9:30 kickoff is always the sexy kickoff for us Premier League wise, and usually they give us a big team or a couple of big teams. So you got Big Bag Arteta, who's going to poetically get sacked by Guardiola, bro. David Moyes, Man United ting. That's happening tonight. Do you remember, bro? David Moyes got sacked against Everton. Ooh, damn, that's hateful.
Man, the David Moyes rebuild his reputation. But Atalanta Bologna tomorrow. That one's gonna be tasty. I think there's gonna be a lot of goals in that one. I wanna watch the Cristiano less Juventus tomorrow against Empoli. That could be a good one.
I reckon he plays against Newcastle for United as well. But sticking on Serie A, when's the next? 2:30 a.m. Yeah, I can stay awake for this, for Lazio. And then I'll be up at 4:45 to watch the Juve game for sure. For sure. I gotta see that. I reckon they'll be better, bro. I reckon they'll be better. It won't take too long for them to forget his presence on the field.
No, yeah. Literally, bro. Ronaldo has actually done a massive favor to the rest of Serie A, because if he left earlier, these guys would have got Donnarumma, they would have got other people, they would have got Locatelli much earlier. Their budget would have been freed up so much earlier, whereas Ronaldo was hogging it with his 31 million.
Great. It was a great day yesterday because even the most logical Juventini were saying to me, like, even though we're happy to see him go and start what really matters, just going back to being Juve, like, this is ridiculous, mate. We're 3.5 days out from the end. Nedved was a great player, but stop telling me he's a good director, bro.
No. But yeah, Anthony, bro, we were coming up to 40 minutes. I wasn't even supposed to come on because I wasn't feeling it. I was like, I'm just going to do my internet's not working properly. I'm just going to stay off. But Anthony's energy and TUCU CORREA. They convinced me to come on. So thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, my bro. It's always a pleasure, man. And you'll see plenty of me soon. Guys, don't forget, like and subscribe. Big up to everybody in the chat. This little inter-community that we've going at the moment, I think I dare say it's keeping a lot of us going, man.
Yeah. And 1 second, I'm just typing in a message into the message box that you guys need to follow. You need to all the 109. Oh shit, we got 109 people here.
Brilliant,
Go to Football Worldwide and subscribe to these guys. They do Premier League, Serie A, Ligue 1, top 5 leagues. They cover them all, and Anthony does the Serie A bit for them. So make sure you check those guys out. Yes, my internet seems to be finally good again, King Darian. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Mom. Thank you, everyone. Big up the chat. Thanks, Zeal. You're the man.
Ciao ragazzi, forza Inter, forza TUCU CORREA.